everyone, I'm Madi with Madi Sews, and thanks for hanging with me. So today's video is going to be about my 2022 goals. I definitely want to share them with you and let you know what I'm planning on doing. However, before we get to that, let's actually review my 2021 goals because I think I did a really good job at doing the majority of them. So last year, my goal was to bring joy to others and to myself. And one of the ways that I had planned to do that was by sewing more gifts for people. Now, this is the one goal that I feel like I just knocked right out of the park, you all. I started the year off with making gifts for friends, and I was trying to do one a month. And that's definitely where I started going. But as the summer came around, I had decided to launch Project Dress-A-Girl. And if you're not familiar with Project Dress-A-Girl, we were all sewing dresses and shorts, if you're in the UK, for donation to Dress-A-Girl around the world. And those clothing items were actually given to children in need. And it was a huge event. I had actually planned on maybe donating about 300 dresses, and I felt like that was a stretch goal. And we just knocked that entire number out of the park. With the addition of Project Dress-A-Girl, sewing for others was definitely checked off that list. Another thing that I really wanted to do was sew more athletic wear for myself. And that one I also have to check off the list because every month I made either a pair of tights, a workout top, sometimes an entire outfit. And so I was really able to kind of bring all of that stuff into my drawers, and I really did wear the majority of the stuff that I made. Now, the third goal for 2021 was actually to learn new things. And one of those new things was my cover stitch. I had gotten a new cover stitch that I felt really kind of intimidated to use. And although my goal was to master the cover stitch, I won't say that I quite mastered my machine. However, I do think that I've gotten to a point where I feel very comfortable just kind of popping my garments underneath and getting a really nice cover stitch going and just moving on. And I really do like the finishes that the cover stitch machine, that it actually does. And in case you're curious about the cover stitch machine that I'm using, I use the Brother CV3550, which is one of those machines that has a double cover stitch. It has one on the top and one on the bottom. There is actually one other goal that I had in terms of just like learning new things, and that was to learn like this more like origami type of fabrication of garments. Using this book, The Pattern Magic. I actually have two books. I got this one and then I got the second one. And I just really love the looks in it. Now, I just kind of ended up getting really super busy throughout the year with Project Dress-A-Girl, traveling back and forth from Florida and other things. So I really wasn't able to dig into this book the way I had hoped that I would be able to. So this is really the one thing that kind of fell off that I didn't achieve. So now let's move on to my 2022 goals. I have got some really exciting stuff planned for this year. And although my goals may be simple, I think that they're going to be a little difficult to do. And I don't want to drive myself crazy doing this. I want it to be an enjoyable process. So I'm going to list off all of my goals in the order of importance to me. Now, the first thing is Project Dress-A-Girl. Project Dress-A-Girl is going to take place again in September, and we're going to be sewing dresses for little girls again. Now, in addition to that, we're also going to be collecting things like underwear and other items for the children, and that's primarily a way to get other people involved who don't sew, but do want to, take place in the good that we're going to be doing. Last year, our goal was 300, and we blew that right out the park. We were gone. So this year, I definitely want to make our goal 1,000, and I'm thinking about maybe even increasing it. For those of you who did participate in Project Dress a Girl last year, let me know what you think we should aim for. I mean, should we try to aim for a stretch goal of 1,500 maybe? Oh, just thinking about that number kind of like makes my heart pound. I don't know, but let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on Project Dress a Girl and a goal that we should kind of shoot for. I mean, should we just shoot for over 1,000? Should we shoot for 1,500? More, maybe? Let me know in the comments below. By the way, if you're going to be participating in Project Dress a Girl this year, give me a thumbs up on this video and definitely let me know. I actually heard that some people have been making one little dress a month. Just that way when they get to September, they'll have a good number, which I thought was a really great idea. I'll probably be doing some marathon sewing as we get closer to the event, but oh man, I'm excited. A successful Project Dress a Girl event is definitely my #1 priority for this year. The second goal that I have is learning new things. Now, earlier I had told you that I didn't get a chance to really sew anything out of the Pattern Magic books. And if I'm honest, I feel like these books, they're really kind of intimidating. I mean, I look at this and I mean, I don't know how she makes boxes. I'm not sure if I'll actually make boxes, but then there are some really lovely sleeves and other kinds of details in these actual books. I definitely want to use a couple of the techniques that are located in these books this year. So that's going to be goal #2, make something using these. And #3, this one I feel is going to be my hardest goal for me to achieve. And that's going to be to sew through my stash. Yes. And actually this week I went through and I inventoried all of my fabrics that I have. And well, let me get my notes here. I have 225.5 yards of fabric in this room right now. I mean, you all, it's really kind of insane how much I have. And it's funny because when I told my friends, like, oh my gosh, I have 225 yards, their response was,
"That's it?"
They really thought I had more, which is a scary thought because, you know, honestly, I did do a lot of sewing, but had I not done all of that sewing, I definitely would have landed much higher than 225 yards. Now, those 225 yards are basically all 103 different fabrics, like different pieces of fabric. So my goal is to sew through this, or at least as much of it as possible. I want to get to a point where I'm buying fabric for my projects instead of keeping a lot of stuff on hand. All of the garment stuff, it's gotta go. If you're not familiar with the way that I actually catalog my fabrics, I like to keep them all on these index cards. So this is just a little booklet with index cards on a ring. And I tape my fabrics to the index cards, and if there's a sticker that came with the fabric that actually shows what it's made up of and how much I have, I'll put that sticker in here. Otherwise, I just put in the yardage for the majority of these because that's my goal. I'm focusing on getting the yardage down. So I have 2 books with all of my fabric swatches in it. What's really cool about keeping your fabric swatches in something like this is that you can actually pull out cards and look to see how you're going to put them together and all of that good stuff. So currently I'm working on a Lottie hoodie, or well, I'm going to make the cowl version. I'll put a picture over here for you to check that out. I'm using up some of the scrappier pieces from the last pair of leggings that I made out of my favorite Arette fabric from Green Style Creations. And I just thought, well, I could pull out different swatches that I feel really go well together and look for those fabrics, pull them out, and make something up. So when this sweater is done, and hopefully that's this weekend, I should be able to remove 1.5 yards of fabric. I guess that'll take me down to 224, but Hey, we're already making progress. Now, if I need something to make a project, I will go out and get it, but my goal is to shop my stash first. To wrap it all up, my 3 goals for 2022. I want to have a really successful Project Dress-A-Girl event in September. I want to learn new things, mostly sew something out of my pattern magic books. And number 3, I want to sew garments this year by shopping my stash. I want to get this stash gone. Let me know if you have 2022 sewing goals and what they are. And you all. Until next time, I sincerely hope that you find joy and have a wonderful day.